Oh, hello. Good evening there. Yeah, sorry to bother you. So I'm just doing a quick survey for gamers, and you are a strong candidate for our survey. As we understand, you play a lot of games in your free time. Is that correct? Yeah, it won't take too long. That's okay. Just need probably about 20 to 30 minutes of your time, possibly longer. And we'll really be interested to hear of your thoughts and just ask you some general gaming questions and maybe get a bit more deeper. Is that okay? Yeah? Okay, perfect. So just going to ask a few questions. So the first one I have. So first up, what was the last game you played and what did you think of it? Okay. Okay, yeah. So what about it that stood out the most to you? Was it like the kind of the gameplay, story, maybe the graphics, or the general sort of gaming vibe? Yeah, it's good. Yeah, you can go as detailed as you want to, just okay, yeah. Alright. Wow, that's very interesting. Okay, right, got it. So when it comes to genres, what's your normal go-to for like game genres? What do you like to play in general? So things like, RPGs, shooters, strategies, action adventures, cozy sims maybe. Okay, alright. Yeah, a bit more sort of cozy games, yeah. But I guess you like all sorts of games. Yeah, kind of like me actually. Yeah, I love a load of different games, and just anything that kind of suits the mood for myself, depending on the day, and it just changes. Yeah, same for you. Okay. Yeah, so that's a really, really solid response there. Thank you for that. Okay, and is there like a game in that genre that you normally go back to? No matter how many years have passed, maybe it's something that you just regularly go back. It's something that you can just play because it's kind of like comfort food, I guess. Yeah, perfect. That's great. Yeah, absolutely love that. So, yeah, nostalgia hits hard sometimes, and for me especially, yeah, nostalgia is something that I think in all of us is something that you keep in your heart, and yeah, those sort of experiences that are very unique to yourself and just won't go away. And yeah, speaking of which, so what would you say the game is that sort of defined your childhood, or maybe just got you hooked on like video games in general? Okay, yeah, that's a classic game one. Yeah, I can see why. Okay, so next question then. So, if you could live in like any game world for a day, which one would you choose? Yeah, just imagine yourself in that that gaming space. Like, what kind of makes you feel comfortable? Like, or maybe something that you could just live endlessly in and just relax, I guess, or just do what you want. Oh, okay. That's pretty unique, actually. I never. Okay. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Okay. Oh wow, so seems like you've actually thought this through quite thoroughly, so it's pretty interesting, yeah. But the thing is though, would you survive? Do you feel like you could survive in that world? Yeah. I suppose you're kind of like used to it, you know the kind of ins and outs of that, of all different environments. Alright, so just switching it up just slightly. When you're customizing your character, are you the type that sort of makes it look like yourself? Just as best you can, or are you the type just likes to try and be super creative and you like I don't know, some sort of absolutely fantastical kind of creature with I don't know, glowing eyes or wings, just absolutely go crazy on it. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Cool, okay, and yeah, no, I totally respect that choice, so that's cool. And then, how important is like the character creation to you on a scale of, sort of 1 to 10? Okay, yeah. And it's something that you like to, I guess, really integrate yourself deeply in the character creation side of the game. Yeah, I suppose, yeah. Okay, yes, I guess you like to be very creative, that's great. Okay, so just a few more. Well, we've got more questions to go. We've got plenty of time. Is that okay? Right, yeah, okay. So, okay. So yeah, hopefully you're feeling relaxed and, if you need to just, just take a breather or whatever you need to do, just, find a space for yourself and just be comfortable. Yeah, you're feeling good. Okay. Okay, that's good to hear. Okay, so let's go to the next question. So like in RPGs, like the role-playing games you might have played, what sort of character would you pick? Like melee sort of character, sort of like close-ranged combat characters, you to get stuck in there, or perhaps you like the more ranged, long-distance kind of type. Think of like longbows, bow and arrows, that sort of character, or maybe like whips as an example of weapons, or perhaps you're like a magic user. You like to wield like a staff. Right. I see. Okay. All right. Cool. That's good. That's great. Okay, so next question is a bit of an interesting one. Just to see, we did like a separate poll for this one actually. So just want to hear your thoughts on this. But have you ever rage quit a game before? Okay, you're not too sure you have properly, but I guess if you feel like you did, then which one would that be? Which game? Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I totally get it. Sometimes games can be, even though they are fun, they can be a little bit stressful at times. But when you just want to get past a certain boss, or maybe you just want to, you find a piece of treasure somewhere, and it's like so far away, and you need to find a way to get to it. But then you end up just having to restart over that section. Yeah, but the rewards are worth it, right? So just Yeah. Okay, and what's your biggest gaming pet peeve, would you say? Yeah, so your biggest gaming pet peeve. Okay. Yeah, okay. No, yeah. No, I totally, yeah, I get it. I can, yeah, I can definitely sympathise with you in that kind of scenario. I'm sure a lot of other gamers can sort of share your pet peeve. Especially, I mean, I've kind of encountered that sort of pet peeve somewhere before, but sometimes you just have to try to, find a way to solve that situation, right? So, okay, so let's see what else we got. Okay, I'm just going to skip this question. I don't think it's relevant to you. So, so what's one game that you think is like super underrated? Game that's really, there's not enough sort of limelight on it, and it's not really being advertised as much as you expect it to be. Okay. Okay. And have you ever gotten emotionally wrecked by a game ending? Yeah. No, I haven't played that game before, no, so it's okay, yeah, you can spoil just a little bit about it, it's fine, yeah, I mean, okay, right, I see, so, right, okay, good. Okay, good. Right, good. Right, let's dive a bit deeper, shall we? So, do you usually go for story-driven games, or do you prefer like gameplay-focused title to where the story is not so important? It's kind of secondary to the game. Cool. Okay, that's great. And if you had to pick, do you prefer games with a deep, kind of emotional story, or ones that are more about action and fun? Yeah, okay. Okay, so. Right, here's a big one. What's the most memorable boss fight you've ever had? Yeah. Okay, you've got a few, but yeah, this one sticks out to you the most. Yeah. Okay, and then do you want to like maybe elaborate a bit more on that? Just just see kind of your thoughts, and as you kind of your kind of first encounter with the boss, and how you kind of managed to overcome this sort of challenge. So, right, okay, so. Yeah, wow, that sounds pretty intense, I have to say. Pretty intense. Yeah. So how many times do you have to do that? Yeah, but okay, yeah. Wow. I've got to say, yeah, well done, yeah, for just getting past that boss. Yeah, I can tell you're the type that strives to just keep going, and just doing the best you can to reach the next level. That's great. Yeah. Okay, so the next question I have is when it comes to, let's say, difficulty levels, do you normally go for like the normal challenge, or do you maybe perhaps just crank it to the next level and go for hard mode for a bit of extra challenge? Yeah, because it depends on the game really, so yeah. Okay. Yeah, for me, I guess I tend to normally normal to hard. I tend to go for hard difficulty, and yeah, like yourself, it depends on the type of game, and if I'm kind of familiar with the game mechanics. I guess like if a game has a setting where you can change between the difficulties anytime you want, then I might just put it up a notch too hard. Once I'm kind of comfortable with the whole game systems, and then I can kind of get into like this game flow states. Yeah. So yeah, that's just me. So okay, and then so following up from that question, do you feel like harder difficulties make the game more rewarding? Or does it just make you want to, throw your controller at the screen, or just completely quit? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like I said, yeah, it depends on the game, but you're normally the type to can. Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, then what about the like multiplayer of a game? Are you the type to be more into sort of co-op with friends, or do you go for sort of the competitive PvP? You like to just crush the competition. Okay, just so you don't play too much of that. Okay, that's fine. Follow up on that. So talk about the co-op. Ever had that one friend who always drags you into a game you're definitely not into, but you end up having fun anyway? Right, yeah. I see. Sometimes, yeah, you think it's going to be just depends, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Okay, right. Okay, let's move on to, let's talk about a bit more about, game platforms. Just need to ask you, do you mainly game on like PC, console, or mobile platforms? Or perhaps, you're a bit more like into the cloud gaming? Right. Okay. Sorry, do you mind just repeating that last part? Yeah, just a little bit of that last bit. Okay, thank you. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, often and sometimes. Okay, just depending on your mood. Yep. Yeah, very interesting choices there. Okay. Do you feel like exclusive titles make you more loyal to one platform, or are you open to switching based on the games? Okay. Yep, got it. Yep, got it. Okay, so and now when it comes to game updates, do you like it when the game gets like a ton of updates and new content regularly? Maybe it's normally free, or maybe just costs a bit more, a bit of DLC, or do you prefer the game to be completely finished and it's 100%? You don't need to. I guess it depends on the game, doesn't it? Yeah. So probably mostly a finished product with, yeah. But updates are nice. Okay, yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah, I guess these days it's we live in sort of these modern times, and where games can be a bit more expensive these days. So it really is about which games you prefer and you really love, and to get stuck in and invest your time in. Okay, yeah. Cool. Okay, this one might be a bit, maybe quite a bit more thought. I'm sure you've maybe thought about this when you play your games, but if you could design a game, what would the sort of core mechanics be like? Would you maybe design something like an open world, a narrative-driven experience? Maybe it's a bit more linear, or not quite as open, but has some large sections in, or maybe it's just something totally, just new and just left field, just out there. Yeah, feel free just to fire away. So I'm just going to type away. West. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Sounds cool, actually. Yeah, sounds good. Okay. No, actually, yeah. No, that's great. Yeah. That sounds quite detailed, actually. Yeah, pretty good, I've got to say. Yeah, I feel like you've definitely put a lot of thought into this. So sounds like a really fun and awesome concept, I've got to say. Might steal those ideas. No, just joking. Don't worry. Yeah. I'm only just Anyway, we at the Zleepy survey space, everything here is, it's confidential. Don't worry. Yeah, nothing's going to be leaked out. It's just for general public survey responses. Okay. Okay, so. Sorry about this, I just kind of lost my. I think it's. Okay. Alright, it's come back now. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so how are you doing? So. Yeah, time's gone quick, hasn't it? It's been about, 25 minutes or so. Yeah, so if that's okay, just maybe another 10-15 minutes of your time, that's alright. Thank you very much. It's totally up to you. You can always just, come back out and in again if you want to. Yeah, you're still okay to go ahead. Okay, thank you. So, next question is, this might be a bit of a tough one. Again, another tough one. So, what's your all-time favourite gaming moment? Would you say the one that kind of sticks with you and has kind of resonated with you and will do forever? So, right. Yeah, and what made that moment particularly special for you? Yeah, pretty emotional, yeah? Okay. Just a satisfaction, okay. Yeah, I can see that. And was it like a more solo experience that only you witnessed, or maybe you had a friend or family member next to you who also experienced the same thing? Yeah, that's cool. And then was this particular moment, was this something like totally unexpected, but well worth it? Or was it something that, it's a hard-earned victory that, yeah, okay, yeah. No, that's fine, okay. Okay, just gonna, ask you a question about this, about music and games. So, for me personally, I'm a big advocate for, game music for me, or game sounds, just in general, the soundscape. And to me, it's a particularly important part of gaming for me to make you, feel very immersed in the whole kind of world experience. Yeah, you get what I mean, yeah. So when it comes to game soundtracks, then do you pay particular attention to the music while you play, or is it just literally just noise to you? Yeah, again. Okay, yeah. So it seems like, it's quite important, very. I mean, for me, it's like at least 50% of the game. Like, if the music's really good, then, it's exceptional, then that's going to take me very far into the whole gaming experience. Yeah. Yeah, it's just, some games have absolutely beautiful and iconic soundtracks, right? Just, you feel like you just listen to it all day or all night, whether you're travelling or, it just takes you back, right? And then, do you have a favourite game soundtrack that you listen to outside of gaming? Yes, it's a solid choice, that one. Solid choice, that, yeah. Yeah. So you can hear that in your head right now, yeah. And then do you find yourself sort of humming to the main thing of the game? Or that, maybe that particular song? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, kind of like your happy place, right? Your happy, relaxing place. Yeah, no, I can totally get it. Yeah, okay. And do you sometimes feel like, when you're playing a game, do you kind of like, end up playing it like hours and hours? Time just goes so quick and you just can't get used. Like, it's so addictive. You just forget where the time is. Yeah. Yeah, I guess music is definitely a big draw, isn't it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Great. Do you like game mods? Games? That's like, things that try to make the game different. Yeah, dependent, okay. And how about yourself? Have you tried to mod your own game? Just to make it a bit more to your liking? Yeah, okay. Maybe dabbled in it, okay, fair enough. Yeah, sometimes, mods can just make a game feel more fresh and, especially if you played a game maybe 50 times or more, or whatever, and then you just want to try to bring something different to it, right? Any particular mods that you find the most fun in or interesting? Yeah. Cool. games with multiple endings or choices. Do you think this makes a game more replayable and have more value? Okay. And in a game, do you like to play as like the hero, the anti-hero, or maybe even a villain? Yeah. And then do you like the way, you know, how characters, maybe their moral compass kind of changes back and forth? Or maybe it shifts, you know, you didn't expect that to happen. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's talk about the graphics for video games. We haven't really talked about this too much, but do you prioritize like the visuals in a game, like really, maybe even like realistic visuals, or even just like a game that's really demanding graphics in it that makes the world feel really alive? Or is it about the gameplay here? Yeah, sometimes visuals can be breathtaking and just really, yeah, kind of just suck you in and make you immersed. Yeah, okay. What about like, you know, VR games or, you know, augmented reality in games? Do you like those sort of things? Or is it just a bit, maybe just far-fetched for you? Okay. Yeah, it could be a game changer, right? VR for immersive experiences. And if you had the chance to play a VR game, what kind of game would you want it to be? Again, I think it's going back to designing your own game. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's kind of okay. Yeah, you mentioned it before, didn't you? Cool. If you could change one thing about the gaming industry, what would it be? Or maybe a few things. Maybe 2 or 3 if you like. Okay. And another point. Right. Yeah, no, that's a good spin on that. Yeah, good perspective there. That's great. Okay. By the way, your answers are very good. Yeah, you're definitely a perfect candidate for this. So. Okay. So. Hopefully it's okay so far, and don't worry, if you're feeling relaxed, then yeah, totally fine. Yeah, I know it's kind of getting late in the evening. But it's okay for you. Okay, fine. Okay, let's go for a bit more of a philosophical kind of question. Do you think video games can be art? Like, just think of like a really good film, literature, or maybe even like a theatrical kind of, I don't know, performance. Yeah, well, how do you feel about that? Yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess for me, I'm kind of biased, right? And maybe for yourself, but no, I've got to say, video games can be, you know, really, you know, outstanding. Just the way it can be so interactive, and for yourself to be, you know, immersed and escape into this kind of fantasy world, right? Sometimes games can be absolute masterpieces, and yeah, not totally get that. And which game then would you feel is like kind of like a masterpiece then, or like a work of art? And it doesn't necessarily have to be your favourite game. It could be maybe something that you just really kind of like gripped you. Okay. Yeah. And yeah, just a bit more. Yeah, just want to explain a bit more of that. Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah, how about this question? What's your feeling on remakes or remasters of games? Do you feel like they can be exciting, just bring a nice kind of refresh of a existing game for newer generations? Or do you prefer just developers to focus on new IPs, new titles, and just don't rehash the same sort of game? Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be a trending thing these days, but yeah, it depends on the game, doesn't it? It depends on if you really have a maybe nostalgic memory for that game. Yeah. Yeah, but sometimes, yeah, you have a lot of sort of quality of life for these games, right? Yeah. No, it makes sense. Yeah, you actually answered my next question about nostalgia. Yeah, nostalgia, can be a pretty powerful thing, right? Okay, good. Okay, so... Okay, good. Right, I think I've got a load more questions here, but I think you've actually answered a lot of them, to be fair, and your answers have been pretty thorough, so I'm just going to end this session with a few quick-fire questions. So it doesn't have to be as detailed, but it's up to you if you want to. So I want you to just say the first thing that pops in your head. Yeah. Okay, so some of these have kind of gone through before, but yeah, if you don't mind. Okay, you ready? Okay, so favourite game of all time? What game you wish you liked, but you don't? Most rage-inducing boss ever? Or moment? Okay. Yep, that's it. Best in-game mount or vehicle? Yeah, so obviously it doesn't have to be like a car or a plane, for example. It could be even like a dinosaur, for example, or a creature. Yeah. Yeah, I'll add a few. Yeah. Okay, good. Game with the best dialogue or writing, in your opinion? Okay, good. And we spoke about this before, but last question. What's the game world that you would love to retire in and feel comfortable in? And the reasons again? Yeah, totally. Okay, good. Okay, so I think, yeah, we'll just end it there. So that's, thank you so much for today. It's been a wonderful experience with yourself, just talking to you. and listen to your responses. And yeah, before I forget, actually, how would you rate this experience between 1 to 10? Scale of 1 to 10. Yeah, just be honest as you like. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Thank you very much. I don't really get paid much to do this, if any. So, just for it's fun. Sometimes I like doing these sort of things, just talking to random strangers, and just share my love of video games with them, and vice versa. So, okay, great, thank you. Yeah, so as I said, you've been a excellent candidate for today's survey, and once again, yeah, this has been Sleepy Survey Space, the Sleepy Survey Space. We're still quite new here, so bear in mind. We might do some more of these surveys in the future, and maybe we'll call you back for a round 2, and it could be about games, it could be about something else. And would you like that sort of thing, just to be contacted? Yeah, maybe. Okay, it's great. I mean, if you did like this experience, then I'm gonna just leave you. And what's your email? Okay, good. Yeah, so I'm just gonna email your about today's session and how it went, all of the different responses. So then you can kind of refer back to it if you want. But yeah, also if you want to hear more about us in the future, then please be sure to subscribe to our services, and we'll be sure to notify you next time. Okay, so once again, thank you so much. You've been a wonderful candidate, and I will see you or talk to you next time, hopefully. Okay, thank you so much. Remember to take it easy and sleep easy. Thank you so much. Bye bye now.